Welcome back to D&D with Filthy and Friends. This episode complete with visuals, so that's exciting. Yes, the party has entered the floor with the unmentionable, and we are now moving rapidly to an area far away from the unmentionable, to a perfect purple place. So we're on our way. What's happening?
Any cutscene, Adam?
Yeah.
Our camera slowly comes over the top of our hooded group of adventurers as they are riding towards some kind of city, and they seem to be excited and very happy. They are definitely here. We've got a message of their exact location in Waterdeep, even who they met with. They were fighting in the arena. That's it. We've got them trapped. Yes. And we can see in the distance Waterdeep is about 1 day's ride ahead of them as they're like heading towards this destination. We come back as the camera slowly pans away from this orb, and we slowly reveal to see Eldrin's face as he's sort of monitoring and looking at it and giving the information that he's learned.
Meanwhile, I've asked for some wood and small cloths, kind of skins from Tim. Tim, is it just if you have some spare wood on you? Is
Absolutely.
That okay?
Always.
Absolutely. Okay. I've gone ahead and constructed a makeshift sled with fur skin on the bottom and then wood on top. And I've begun using it to sled up and down, well, mostly down the worm.
Okay.
And I'm offering Tim turns on the worm sled as well.
If I recall correctly, the bottom 100 foot of the worm was missing that the cultists had removed for some sort of defensive thing, right? So
yeah, you just have to slow yourself. You put your feet out near the bottom to slow yourself down.
No,
Can you
this is the problem with the worm. There are.
Can you both roll athletics?
There's two
So-
worms.
Well, I will. I'm not forcing.
Fucking
Tim.
two worms of some sort. There's the worm at one, and then there's this.
No, we don't want clarification.
So, as you take in turns, Tim seems to like get like an expertise in this, and he is way faster than you going down this on the sled.
Okay. Neither of us go hurtling into the.
I was gonna say, with the 5 and 1, do either of them manage to stop?
No, that was more of a test of speed.
Okay,
Like
good. Okay.
how they were using it.
Yeah, but generally,
They've got like a 15-foot stopping
test of
distance.
stopping.
They're fine now.
Yeah.
I don't expect they go too
Reasonable.
quickly. I always feel like it's a janky wobble rather than like a slide.
Yeah. You kind of have to push it every now and then just to
Yeah.
get it moving at
Keep
all.
it going.
Yeah.
Okay, so we head up to this the room with the caved-in purple crystals.
Did you want a 10, Thaddeus? Did you want a 10? I see that grin. I see that grin.
I'd rather throw myself over the edge than ride your stupid structure.
Oh,
I'm hurt by that.
I'm
What do you
hurt
want to
by that
roll
as
to
well.
throw yourself off the edge, Kevin?
Yep.
Is that strength? Is that acrobatics?
I think that
Athletics?
Choose
Acrobatics.
between the two, or can I just elect to avoid it entirely?
Yeah.
I think it'd take just one more performance roll off Tim, and we'd probably get that working.
Yeah. So we're going just north. We warned Eldrin about the weird smoke stuff, which I
Sure.
hate.
So like, as you guys are like going through each of these areas, you've already been here. But like, what about you, Eldrin? Like, how is he reacting to like this sort of situation? Has he been in places like this before? Is he intimidated in any way, or these big columns of black smoke that you're being just told, "Oh, come through, it's fine."
I'm a little hesitant, but they seem they're clearly either brave or idiots, and I haven't really come up with idiots as the final solution yet. So I'm assuming that this is just part of the risks of becoming a member of this group. And I've never seen such an incredible dwarven city down here. In fact, I'm a little bit familiar with the area, and I just, the Somber Hills are just nothing. They're like, some podunk area, fucking middle of nowhere, like that no one ever goes to. So I'm shocked to see this dwarven craftsmanship down here, and just kind of keeping my eyes open and trying to fit in. I was glad that I was able to tell them a little bit about the orb. Felt like I was useful there, and they keep mentioning this worm thing, and I keep just kind of being like nodding because I have no idea what they're talking about, and I don't want to ask for elaboration.
And as he's kind of pondering all that, I'm thinking about the new member as well, and I'm feeling good about how I was able to educate him about the worm, and I felt like I was being useful. So I think both of us are in a good mood about that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
And
So you
I'm
guys
content to think they're both idiots and carry on in my intentions.
beautiful.
Yeah.
The family's back together.
Yeah.
You guys get to this purple room, as you describe it. Just to remind us what this was like. Let's have a look.
It exploded with the force of 1,000 crystal
So
shards.
in fact, there's probably
So
not much reason describing it because there's probably not much left of it. That's okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you get to the cave in that you guys caused.
I think only the western edge, though, right? Most of the rest of the room was undamaged, wasn't it?
The eastern side.
Eastern.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
sorry.
it's Eastern.
Yeah,
The western side was just like a little kind of
right.
little dig into the wall, whereas the eastern side looked like an entrance to something.
So we have to go in there, do we? And I point to the collapsed wall.
Is it still collapsed?
Yeah.
Polymorph Kevin into an ape and have him clear it for us.
Yes.
The purple crystals explode, right?
Yes, that's why I said yes.
Okay, gotcha. So,
Are there still any purple crystals down there? I mean, like, is it still lined with more purple crystals?
You can't really tell, but you can see there's a couple of bits of some of them still sticking out of it. So there could be more behind it, potentially.
Should we go and get the genie and see if he is able to help us in this regard?
Sure, let's do that. Let's go get the genie.
That's an awful lot of walking. Should we try to clear this first?
I look at Chekol's boots and I say, these boots are made for walking.
an orangutan far away is heard sighing.
Where are we going? You want to go to the genie?
To the
Mr.
genie
Genie?
in the air pyramid place.
I don't know. That seems like a really long way to go.
It is a really
What is
long
your
way to
stupid
go.
picture book still, Kevin?
How do we find the guys we kill? I feel so
Good.
aimless right now in this
Is it
dungeon.
purple because
Our book told
colored
us
in the lines
Our,
where
the
you're
book
supposed to
told us
color?
purple room, and that's where we are, okay? I say this out of character and in character.
Well, the other option was, I think, showing this number 2 way down in the south.
Oh
west
wait,
corner.
I know transmute rock to mud now. I could also just turn the rock into mud.
Do it.
Tunnel
Yes.
through.
Yeah, I
Sounds
think so. That's what the spell does, right?
So
it.
the crystals won't turn to mud, but then we got some cool crystals we can just take out.
Yeah.
Or they'll
I've always wanted to
explode when
be-
I cast the spell or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I'll just-
That's why I'm standing back.
All right. Well, this is my level 5 for the day.
I got Shield of Argus ready, so I'm just gonna.
Sure. I'm gonna click on it now.
Do you wanna?
All right. That's a lot of text. So I'm
Okay.
transrooting rock to mud. Non-magical rock of any sort in the area becomes an equal volume of thick and flowing mud that remains for the spell's duration.
I'm gonna
Mhm.
ritual cast Water Walk.
And that's a 40-foot cube up to 120 feet from me. So I want to like center that 20 feet into the wall, basically.
Which bit?
East.
So like I'm gonna center it sort of here.
Mm-hmm.
And so the goal of this is to turn the rock that is blocking the tunnel into mud, which can just like slide down
Flow
the
out.
tunnel. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that we can walk through.
Okay. Where does everybody go when he does this?
I will do
I
my
go
best
behind the wall, right there.
as a new rogue to the group. I'm going to do my best to do some scouting, and I'm going to go see what is in this this loot room, number 10.
Do you actually go into the room, or are you just where you are by the door?
I initially am just looking at it, but I'll probably go in a minute.
Okay. Where's Kevin go? Sorry, where's Thaddeus go, Kevin?
Yeah. Are you two leaving that door open on your side? Because I was thinking I might. The hell. Sorry, I'm using the wrong tool.
I imagine Thaddeus
thinking
just
of-
slowly backing into the smoke between 13 and 9.
No, I was thinking I would stay on this side with the door open so that we could like see each other and signal each other and not all be like.
We're all telepathically linked right now.
Oh, that's right.
I just want to see it happen.
Okay, and then you cast the spell from there, where everyone is now.
Yep.
Okay. All the rock turns into mud and like slooshes down into like a liquid and falls to the floor. You can see these large crystals begin to sort of rock and move and then slide and then fall into each other. As they clang together, there is this huge explosion of magic. You see it kind of goes like in all directions, but it comes in like a torrent of a tunnel into this side here. It hits that side of the cave, which then begins to like chime and clink and break and explode. And
I would
more
like to
magic
start
sort
to
of comes
run
together.
at this time.
Okay. Does anyone else like to do anything else?
Test the strength of Shield of Argus.
Yeah, I can't get hit by attacks by Shield of Argus.
I mean,
we can consider this an attack.
Does the
that we've
entire
forced upon
mountain
ourselves?
falling
This
on
is
my
horrible.
head count as an attack roll?
Yeah. I don't know.
I'll start running toward Eldrin and say, "This is the way this usually goes. Now's a good time to open that door."
all right, I'm going to open the door.
Kevin
Head
gets to
into
here.
I'm gonna
But
be
he
over here.
thinks, and presumably he thinks faster than he talks.
10, 20.
I mean,
He
30.
seems
Because
to
when
be
he-
saying that as he's
Because when he's communicating telepathically, is his horse helping him?
Okay. And the dolphin, you run away as well?
Yeah, I'll run away too.
And you open
Once
the door.
I
and head in.
see that Tim's running away, I'll get the picture and also run away.
I'm going here.
Okay, so you now can't see what's inside, so you just hear this kerfuffle of raging like torrent of explosions and strange clinking sounds and rocks flying against walls.
I just assume they found that orb.
Kevin, can you make a perception roll?
Reluctantly. Yeah, sure, I can do that.
Heart of Darkness.
Kevin explodes.
Okay, so you don't notice that the door behind you gets blown off of its hinges and flies into your back. You make a dex save at disadvantage.
If you fail, you explode. Just as everything.
Just
And
FYI.
with my
Yes.
allows
With
you to
your-
make a dex save.
With your passion.
Yeah, you can. If you're about to take half, you can
Yeah.
take
So-
0 instead.
You got to make that dex save first, though. At disadvantage.
I was trying to read whether or not
You were dead.
no.
You exploded.
100% exploded.
So, a torrent of purple flame comes channeling out of that room behind the door as it hits you in the spine, and then this purplish flame washes over you. You take. This is a fire.
I mean, what does exploding do for damage? Like 1,000?
You take 4d10 plus 10, so you take 38 fire.
So, and you mentioned that was 38 damage directly to his spine.
Yeah.
It just kind of washes over all of his back.
Oh my god, can you imagine?
You
Thaddeus
you
the
specifically said
paraplegic?
spine before,
Did I?
so I just wanted to
Okay,
make sure.
Thaddeus the paraplegic, where we just tow him around. Like Stephen King wrote a book about this. So.
A dwarf.
Bring
flies
me
out of the
closer so I can bite him.
So do I get to add my AC? What it says if I'm not incapacitated. Oh shit! If I'm not incapacitated, I add my Dex's AC bonus to the saving throw.
What's that?
Spell or harmful effect that targets only you. That's the single
Yeah,
target.
this doesn't target you. This targets like the corridor.
This is
Yeah,
the
like
third
kind of like
one.
how
It's the
this
third one.
isn't an attack.
It's the third
Yes.
one that's relevant, Kevin. And if you had managed to make the third one, you could have hid behind your shield and absorbed it all,
Yeah.
but you failed your dex save.
From
The
Dolphidius
second,
and
the second one,
Bereatim's
it's not targeting
perspective,
you, and the third one, you didn't pass your deck save. So
another door flies out of the black smoke and slams into the wall and just like slides down against it.
I say, man, that'd make a great worm sled.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
So after a long rest, you just had Thaddeus take 40 damage for no reason.
No
no
reason.
reason.
Someone had to clear the tunnel out.
Yeah. I think
Way
we
to
were
go,
gonna-
Thad. Took one for the team.
Took a door. For the team.
I will tiptoe back.
Is Thaddeus alive? So I just
So,
so I turn back and I see after that gout of spleen splashes into this room and it stops. I poke my head around and there's just a door lying on the floor.
You see Thaddeus is actually prone on the floor, and the door is like laid over his entire body. It's very hard to see him because it's crumpled and damaged, and he's like,
I'll head to the door and start trying to get it off of him.
okay. It's in lots of little pieces, so you can pick it up. Bereatim and Dolphidius, you see the whole room is now basically encased in like rock and stone, and like the whole like ceiling is collapsed in, and it's completely blocked.
All right,
Okay.
we're gonna need to long rest so I can cast the spell again.
I was gonna say, how long till we can just try to get this again?
And Kevin's face.
I'm gonna start setting up camp between the smoke and the
He's only gone and made it worse.
So we're separated now.
Holy shit, he's so excited. Oh.
Yeah, you're separated by like a 40-foot corridor.
Well, we can just walk around.
I extend a hand to Thaddeus and say, is this normal?
Entirely typical. The likelihood that you'll be killed by one of us is greater than the likelihood of you being killed by all other things we meet combined.
Is that because of the strength of the individual party members?
It's because of the stupidity and ineptness.
We gotta traverse the fungus room.
And I start
like-
talking as a rogue. I start, I feel like again, here's a teaching moment, and I take some time to explain to him when doors come hurtling at you at high velocities. You just really want to kind of duck under them, and I do a couple like practice like rolls and ducks for him. I'm happy to roll on any or all of those if I need to, just to kind of show him how it's done.
Oh yeah. Like,
Yeah.
you want to use what if you got like acrobatics or something?
Yeah. How many would you like?
Yeah. Oh, whatever you want to do. Like one roll should be good enough.
All right. We'll just, I'll just do a
Yeah.
critical fail, but it's still higher than his. I'm like, look, even if you fall, you just fall like this. And as I fall, I kind of do a roll at the end of it. That way, the force of the fall is distributed across the entire portion of your body that touches the ground as you land. This really spreads the force out. It makes something like a door a lot easier to get around, I explained to him.
This is the point where one of your party members is likely to kill you.
So, I'm confused by that. Yeah, but I'll help him up, get the door off him, and be like, "You all
guys
right?"
come round and see. Yeah.
Is there just like a door-sized dent in the back of it? Is it normally like his armor's kind of round, but it's now like totally flat on the back where like a door's impacted and crushed it in?
With a doorknob right where my sling
Yeah.
belongs, right?
Well, so most of it.
And now there's a bit that goes in. Normally the armor doesn't have sharp protrusions on the inside, but this one does now.
Does Thaddeus have a cloak of protection?
I do.
Yeah, so most of it probably got washed onto that, and so because it's magically made, it's not going to get damaged. But you still sort of felt the force of the pain as it went through that, sort of to you, and probably some of the armor at the back here is heavily damaged as well.
Is the ground mud in here?
Bits of.
Cool.
So we've managed to make the situation significantly worse while trying to kill me? That's typical too.
I'm dead. I just assume this is normal. I say, we'll lead on.
If I was trying to kill you, you'd be dead, Thaddeus.
I don't even.
I hear that threat and
No, remember, this is all telepathic. We feel the silence. We literally feel his brain just rolling over and over off that statement. Like
to break the tension, I just go, haha, stop muddying things up, Tim.
Nice.
And then nudge him with my elbow as I look at Thaddeus for our next instructions.
Where to, Thad?
Well, you've got to be kidding me.
You need
My
a
bad.
rest? You want to lie down? It's quite
Well-
comfortable under the door, I imagine.
I start casting prestidigitation and cleaning up some of the mud.
Cool. Okay, yeah, that's great.
Yes, like a warm blanket, like being encased in my mother's womb.
I don't get enough references to that.
Yeah, definitely more womb references needed.
More room
Yeah.
references.
Dwarves establish long-term memory very early in development.
Sure.
So yeah, that's canon.
Yeah, they remember the whole birthing process, start to finish.
Silky warm caves of my childhood.
Wow.
We're gonna lose our sponsors.
I mean, that's the rough part for dwarves, right? When they're forced out of the cave
Right. You betcha.
to the.
What are we doing? Are we gonna work on this room again? Or are we?
Oh, I suspect that we're going to need a team of dwarves at this point and not some crazed magic user with a new spell. We should probably move on and let the dwarves do this job correctly.
Can everyone roll perception?
Yeah.
It was a pretty good spell, though.
That was a
Nice.
amazing spell.
It blew up. It's true.
I mean, it got rid of an entire room. Not many spells can do that.
Oh, shit, I'm rolling a disadvantage.
That's the precedent
That's
for what that
probably
spell
legit.
does for the next time I cast it. Like the next time we're in a dungeon and we have to clear a room or something, and I'm like, Adam, I'm going to cast Transmute Rock to Mud. Adam's going to have to be like,
fair, it
the
has to be
room-
wallpapered with explosive crystals.
yeah,
for
well,
to have full effect. But
I like how the book lured us back to this spot.
Yeah, that's what
I mean, honestly,
yeah.
Thaddeus, if you weren't referencing a picture book for all your decisions, we'd be fine.
That's how it works for me. Real life.
I'm pretty sure someone said in that session, though, that dwarves do better with pictures.
Yeah. Where are we going? So what do we see?
So you can hear, like, sort of in this direction, very loud.
I don't think
can't
I
see
saw
what
your
you're ping.
ping. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So up in sort of this area, you can hear like commotion of some large beings moving around.
Oh, let's go kill him.
Yeah.
Thaddeus, lead the way.
If we're lucky, maybe if we leave them alone, they'll clear the room for us.
Is 8 greater healing potions each too many?
I'm just following.
As we're approaching, I'm gonna say, "Be careful. They could be pious."
Oh
my god!
That's beautiful.
I'm gonna just say, when I hear them, I'm gonna say, "Quiet, someone's coming," and then I'll be like, "Stay just a little bit back. I'll go find out what it is, and I'll run off ahead."
Oh, nice. All right.
Okay.
I'm
You
going
want greater invisibility?
That'd
to
be
kneel
lovely.
here. I'm going to
Go
kneel
ahead, a minute,
here.
all right.
It's only a minute.
to-
Yeah. I don't have any
I'm going to
10
kneel
minutes,
here.
do I?
Pray to foe breaker.
You're gonna pray to foe breaker.
Hendril foe breaker. This is his shrine. I'm going to kneel and
Good.
contemplate my choices and.
Okay. While Eldrin is off getting
He's
himself
doing the
killed,
contemplation of his choices pretty much every other living moment. He just
Yeah.
does it also.
I'm going
Yeah.
to watch Thaddeus and try to get some pointers on how to pray here. I'm just trying to
Okay.
learn how to be pious properly.
Sure.
I would like to attempt to do my best to stick to the shadows cast by these walls and flickering lights and the rest of it, and see if I can get closer without being seen myself.
Sure. Okay. So from where you are now, you can, the area you can see, there's nothing here, and you can't see directly through this stag.
Yeah, I understand. 2 questions. 1, do the stairs overlook the door, so I might be able to see through the door on the stairs, or is the door closed? And B, you said it was that area, right? Like
Yeah.
near 12 noises coming from?
Like over here.
Okay. Would I be able to get a vantage point on the stairs to see that if I like went up and up?
Yeah, you could, and you'd be able to see if the door was open or closed.
what is less well lit, the stairs or the cave kind of around it?
The stairs.
All right, then I will attempt to do that. I will kind of try to get a little bit of position up this way.
Mhm.
Okay.
You want to roll stealth? And
Yeah,
then, Kevin, what does Thaddeus say in prayer?
Do I get any guidance while I'm stealthing?
No, because you didn't look at the worm.
You'll have to
Sure.
make do with a 31.
All right.
Right.
Highest roll of the campaign, I think.
Holy crap.
Probably. That seems like it. Although some of your attack rolls were up there, I think, maybe.
I think I've got 30, but never 30.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the door is completely destroyed.
Oh, that's right. We
And-
put a giant ape through it, didn't we?
Yeah, you can
That
see
one? No, did we?
you
Yep.
can see two minotaurs bellowing instructions into the corridor that you know that's there.
Okay.
And Kevin, do you want to say anything particular, or is it just like a kind of normal prayer for Moradin?
I'm going to say, Hendrel Foebreaker, we give worship and what the fuck is that word? Sorry, I drew a complete blank as I was looking at those minotaurs. We give worship and support in the shared goal of destroying, obliterating, massacring, and otherwise eliminating all of Moradin's foes.
I adjust my telepathic volumes, and I put Thaddeus as much lower than the other party members.
Okay.
May we
Does-
destroy in Moradin's name and bring pain upon those who deserve his righteous indignation and his venomous, throbbing wrath.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. How do you want to go about what you found out, Filthy?
I telepathically in communication, right? So you have
Sure.
that spell. So I will
Yeah.
telepathically communicate and say, I'll just send the image basically of the minotaurs there and say, there's at least two of these, maybe more. Are these things that we want to avoid or we want to kill? I'm in a good position to get some shots in now, or we can try to sneak past them.
Try to have the rest of the party stealth into position.
The new
Yeah, I
guy
feel
does
like-
go on a bit, doesn't he, Thaddeus? Now, let me ask you a few questions about that prayer. That was quite beautiful. Can you tell me more about this throbbing?
It's important that you add many words that show your vigor and your lust for life.
Ah,
I'm gonna be giggling, but I'm gonna cover it up by just continuing to clean mud that's burst all the way over here from the other chamber.
Bulbous is good. Impure. You can throw impure in just about anywhere.
impure.
Stop
No,
giggling when he says
no.
impure.
Impure.
Impure. Pious.
No.
Impure, pious, bulbous.
Impure.
Throbbing.
Pungent.
Throbbing, pungent. Pious.
Pungent and
Pungent.
impure. Yeah.
I close the telepathic link.
You can't.
You're trapped forever.
Alright, shall we go fight some guys?
Why are we doing that? It just increases the likelihood that we'll be killed by one another.
Well, we're going to go after this.
Well, we could
Spire.
go up this. Well, yes, up this staircase was the spire, perhaps.
After like another 90 seconds, couple minutes go by, I'm like, I have a shot now. Should I take it?
I picture Eldrin doing this the entire time as he's got his crossbow lined up. He's just and of course I'm wondering why he's doing this because that's of course not necessarily at all.
Because you have now, from your chatter, caused a serious migraine to start.
Yeah.
I wanna... Is haste touch? I think haste is touch. Fuck.
I think we should probably kill them.
I want to cast haste on Aldrin, and then I want to kill them. But I think I have
Is
to
haste
touch
touch?
him.
Okay, well, I don't know how we want to do this, Adam, but I don't want
No,
to
it's 30 foot.
Oh, it's 30 foot? Okay. Well, I don't want to let them. I don't want to risk giving up my oversight, my shot, if the noise is coming from them. So I don't really. I'm closer. I assume I'd hear them sooner. But if they're making enough noise as a party that we can hear them coming, then I'm just going to take the shot first before they get here.
We could ambush them.
Let me stealth ahead. Aldrin's gonna ambush them. They're all gonna be dead. Don't worry.
I mean, just lure them somewhere else and not let them know where Eldrin's hiding. Just an idea.
Okay, so the party comes around the corner, and then what, you're going to fire?
Well, that's what I'm asking you right now. Are they pretty audible coming around that corner?
What are you guys doing as you come around? Are you just chattering as you were?
Well, they're chattering telepathically, so it doesn't make any noise.
That's what I mean. So if you guys are just sort of, what, are you just strolling, or how are you reacting to Eldrin's?
Well, we're being careful because I'm at least keeping close to the wall, trying to
stealthing.
maintain.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay.
And what would I use to move silently? Religion?
Stealth.
Except I don't
Stealth
have
at
that.
disadvantage.
You have it.
Feel free to be significantly behind me. You do not need to be up here.
Sure, I'll stay back and give directions.
Nice.
Careful, you're moving out into the light just a little. I could see your foot just now. Telepathically.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Thaddeus.
turned off.
Brilliant. Okay, so you move up.
You've got me all throbbing again.
I think you're misusing the... Would you shut up and concentrate?
That's impure.
All right. I'll cast haste on
Oh.
L.
You have to touch him.
30 feet.
Oh, is it 30 foot? Great. Okay, cool.
It does have verbal and semantic components to it, so he's going to be making a bunch of gestures and chanting. Is that loud enough that that is a problem? Are we close
I'm
enough
doing
it's a
this
problem?
with Chakolth's boots at 25.
Okay.
I don't think that affects your voice. So you walked up to the stairs perfectly quietly and then began chanting. And, yeah, so let's see.
Again, same thing. Here's how this works. If the second that I hear them making him making noise like that is above what I think is reasonable with all of my experience being this person in this world, I'm going to take my shots.
Mm-hmm. So you see that they're beginning to react, and then you fire.
All right. Yeah, I fire. Okay.
This is lame.
I also would love the haste. Don't get me wrong. I would love it, but I don't want to waste my surprise round on that. You understand? So,
Are you going to roll perception to see if you can tell that they're reacting?
well, presumably I'm watching them. Do I need to now also see if I'm seeing them still? Does my vision go out midway through this you're getting at?
I don't know. I just
So
rolled a
my
20
gets
on
worse,
stealth
and
and then couldn't cast a spell 60 feet away
it's
from
not-
some guys
it's
in a
not stealth
different
that's
room
relevant.
because they
It's
could
not
hear
stealth that does anything.
my voice. So
Yeah,
can
sure,
you
it's
make
not
a
stealth
roll
that
to
does
see
that.
if you can like see them or something?
It's sleight of hand to do what you just tried to do. Just telling you.
Well, he made a 23%.
I needed to,
when he came to the stairs.
I needed to use sleight of hand for my voice.
Yeah.
That's what I did wrong.
That's the one you use. What am I doing here, Adam?
I mean,
I would love the haste too, Steve. I just don't want to lose my surprise round. What am I doing, Adam?
I think that's your choice. You can either fire or you can be hasted and not have surprise.
I think I'll take surprise. So I will fire.
And he
Okay.
can just do that without a die roll. He just gets to know that the enemies are hearing.
Damn it.
Well, when he first got to the stairs, he rolled a perception that's at 23. So I think I was going to use that for him monitoring the minotaurs in that room. You can roll another one if you want, Filthy, to determine if you see that.
I'm quite happy.
I think it's an initiative roll that you use when the enemies are starting to go into combat and you want to go into combat.
I'm happy to make an initiative roll.
Well, he specified that if you guys made too much sound, he wanted to fire, and I think he said that before anything else happened. So I think that's fair that he gets to do that.
Yep.
And then we need initiatives, yeah. So I think I've got all of theirs in, and then we've got Kevin's in.
Alright, I'm not casting haste on them then.
Go. All right. So the way this works, Adam, for a surprise round, is you sort the initiative when everyone's in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let me know when you're ready to do that.
You could just change your target phrase.
Yeah, you've already said you're casting that spell. I think you still need to do that. But just because he's firing before...
Wait.
Or...
So everyone's on this now. Oh, wait, no, Steve.
Or do you want to change your mind because you're seeing him fire? Is that what you're saying?
I have no idea what's going on.
Okay,
We've started combat because I initiated combat, and now you're telling me that I haven't initiated combat and we're getting a surprise round.
No, he's initiating combat by surprising the enemy in reaction to seeing you.
As I am taking my action after the surprise round has completed, that's when he's doing it. He's doing it triggered by me taking my action after the surprise round. He's taking a surprise round right now.
All right, we need to take a break here, anyways. So we'll do that. Take the break. We can let these two sort it out. We'll see who comes out ahead, the player or the DM, and then we'll get back to you guys in a minute with the rest of the video.
We're gonna settle it with Foxy Boxing, but it's gonna be
yeah, we're gonna record that, but not for this venue. So
Sorry.
thanks a lot, you guys. See you in just a moment. See you soon.